Well, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Tandisa Mahe, and I focus on all things relating to business and making money, as well as family life. And in this video, we are going to be looking at how you can be able to monetize your fitness training skill. But before we get into that, let's do housekeeping. First of all, thank you so much if you are a returning subscriber for keeping on and supporting this channel. And if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing, especially if you want content that relates to business and making money. Don't forget to press the notification bell so that you may be aware of when we put out a new content. Now let us get right into the video. In this video, we are focused on helping you understand and practically implement basic steps that can be able to help you to start your online fitness program. Not for yourself, but you're going to be offering online fitness training to others. First thing that you need to do, my dear, is to actually identify your area of specialization. Now, with weight loss and fitness and health, there are so many different categories and things that one can be able to intentionally focus on. And there are so many different specialization. You cannot just dive in and be holistic. I don't think that's a good idea. I really think it's a really, it will set you back and it will make you, fizzle out into the noise of the entire fitness space. But if you find an area of specialization and niche down on that, you can be able to be standing out and be different and, kind of command authority in the space so that you can be able to be easily recognized by people and get your target audience. So find an area of specialization. And if you're confused as to what I mean, let me give you some examples. You can decide that you are going to specialize in cardio. That's all you're doing. You can also decide that you're going to specialize in weights. That's all you're doing. You can also decide that you're going to specialize in weight loss. That's a only thing that you're doing. You're helping people to lose weight. You can decide to specialize in HIIT, high intensity training. That's all you are doing. So you need to find an area of specialization. That's the first step. Now, this is going to be depending on what you are most comfortable with doing. You can continue to augment this as the journey progresses, but at least in the beginning, be clear in terms of how you can be able to specialize. Find an area of specialization. That's the first step. The second thing that you need to do is to write down, be clear on this one. Write down the goal that you want your customers to achieve and sell that. If with the health space, there are so many different reasons why people get into the health space. And most of the time, there are certain specific goals that they need to achieve. For instance, this year, I want to lose weight. Okay, I want to lose like 35 kgs of weight. Needs to get off my body. I want to eat healthier food. I want to make healthier choices. I want to be overall healthy, things like that. So you want to focus and zoom in the area of specialization that you've chosen in step one. The next thing that you need to do is now find the specific problems that people are having in that area and the solutions that you're going to be selling. What are people looking to have after they've engaged with this training? So what do they want to achieve? What's the goal that they want to achieve? Use that as your center and your core. In terms of, when I say core, I don't mean the exercise and core. I actually mean as your central point of departure, that you're going to make sure everything is surrounding, or all your activities, all your plans, all your strategies must surround that part. The answer to what goal do you want your audience to achieve, or your customers or your clients, your training clients to achieve once they have engaged and made use of your program, right? The next thing that you want to do, now that you know exactly the area of specialization that you're going to be focusing on, you know the goal that the people that you're going to be focusing on want to achieve. Now, what you need to do as a third step is to actually identify a platform that you're going to be going onto and delivering your fitness training, right? And I think that with this one, when it's live, it works better. I know that with growth, you're going to go and do a pre-recorded program. But when it's live, it works much, much better. So what you want to do is to have a specific platform that you choose where you're going to be going live and where you are actually going to be engaging with your audience and showing up every single day, if that's what, in terms of your schedule, showing up every day, showing up every week. But with health, it's very much important to be as consistent as possible. And you showing up for your people is what's going to cause them to show up for themselves. So that's really how you want to lead it. So Decide a platform, decide a time, and stick to that. Be consistent. Do not allow those things that will prop into your mind that say you're tired or you can't or it's too difficult today or whatever other reasons that you may come up with that are excuses really. Do not allow them to get into your system, because you are going to lose those people. And if you lose a person, it's very difficult for them to jump on the horse again. So if you, as the person who is leading the process, are always there, you're present, you're available, you are committed, you are consistent, your time is spent like right there all the time, you're investing your time and energy, effort, everything that you have into it, it will actually make sure that you are able to build a community around your training program. The next thing that you want to do is to set up your space. This is very much important. Have a clear space that you have identified that you are going to be using to deliver the program to the people. When I say space, I now don't mean a platform where you're going to be broadcasting or going live. I'm talking now about a space in your house or your park or whatever it is, but it needs to be something that can be consistent even when it's raining. I'm thinking now, if you choose a park and it rains, you can't really work out there. Technically you can, but you know what, it wouldn't be nice. I don't know where you'd put your phones, but let's not derail. So basically what you want to do is to actually choose a spot. Think about the aesthetics. How do you want it to look like? What are you going to use to decorate the space or to make it like fitness like? What are you going to do to make it appealing, to make people want to truly participate in the program and actually be consistent and committed in it? So these are the things that you need to think about and ensure that you have a identified space that also is not going to be difficult to set up every time. Preferably a space that can stay set up so that you don't have many excuses that are going to be like, oh, I'm so tired because I still need to move this and move that. Preferably a space that can be always readily available for you to make use of. Next thing that you need to do is to develop a structured fitness program that you're going to be offering to your customers. When I say structured fitness program, I mean a flow, like a challenge. You could even literally say, okay, I'm going to start with a 4 weeks challenge. I'm going to do an 8 weeks challenge, a 12 weeks challenge, a 90 days, a 30 days, whatever you want to call it. But you need to create a plan, a program, a structured, tailored program for your target customers or your target audience based on the area that you specialize in. Now, the reason why it needs to be structured is that you want to know exactly what you're following and what your customers will follow. And when you've got a structured program, you can be able to advertise that. Like, you can be able to look ahead because you have planned the entire program beforehand. You can be able to say, this is what's going to happen. These are the results that are envisaged during this period. These are the activities that you're going to be doing during this period, etc., etc., etc. The next thing that you need to now do, just before we get to the final step, that's very, very much important, is to set up pricing for your program. I think what you can do is you can consider using subscriptions. That's the first option that you can use. Having people to subscribe, and I mean like paid subscriptions, like in a paid way, where people pay for a certain period. Maybe you say a monthly subscription of X amount will guarantee you participation in the program. Or you can also decide that you are going to give a cost per session. That's totally up to you. But in this stage, you now need to look at how you're going to price your offering, how you're going to price your training. How is it going to work in terms of how much people need to pay so that you can be able to make money of it. Now, when you are doing a training program, you can be able to put in other plugs as you build a community with specific, with a specific structured program. You will also be able to put in other plugs that will help you to generate other sources of revenue. An example would be, let's say that your audience decides, we love what you're doing for us. The program is really great. We are moving our bodies and we are building muscle and we are reaching our goals. We are healthier in terms of the exercise world, things like that. But they may now start asking you questions about what should we eat, what should we eat? Can you come up with a list of, the kinds of foods that we're supposed to eat, the kind of foods that we're supposed to stay away from? Now, this gives you an opportunity to get into that aspect as well. And you could create those plans and those programs and start selling them. There are so many different opportunities that could come up from the space. The other one could be like, okay, we need equipment. Where can we get low cost equipment? You could start, doing affiliates with programs that offer such equipment. Then you start using the equipment in your own program. And then as you do that, when your customers or your audience, is now looking for those equipment, you can be able to just use the tell them to use the affiliate links so that you can be able to make a percentage right there. There are so many that I could go into, but for now, maybe you just need to start. The last final step is make sure that you have easy payment processes and easy payment methods that are built into your whole program. It depends from person to person what they prefer. Other people literally prefer payments to go through WhatsApp. Other people want payment plans to go through their website, so they do a plug-in of a payment processing software into their website. Other people prefer that the process will be done via email. So I think it's just up to you. Which one do you think will be easier for people to sign up, for people to make payments so that they can be able to make use of your training program? Yeah, and that is all we have time for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video and you learned something from it, and you're actually going to take the first step in building your own online training program so that you can be able to make that ching. Thank you so much for joining us. That's all from me for today. Until next time, stay absolutely blessed.